Grain has always glowed gold, and these days it's worth almost as much. This year has seen food prices soar. Between June and September of this year, the price of corn surged 50%, while the price of wheat jumped 45%, and soy 40%. What's behind these dramatic price hikes? It all began with a drought. In the U.S., the world's top corn producer, scorching sunshine withered the nation's crops. This had far-reaching consequences.
When corn prices rise steeply, as has been the case in the past 3 months owing to the drought, the price of wheat jumps as well, because then wheat, our bread grain, is used as animal feed. Everything is closely connected.
Not all of the grain that's harvested worldwide is earmarked for human consumption. Much of it is used as animal feed. The growing number of people eating meat means more livestock has to be raised. The result is a growing demand for animal feed. It takes 10 kilograms of grain to produce a kilogram of beef, 5 kilograms of grain for 1 kilogram of pork, and 2.5 kilograms of grain for a kilogram of poultry. Over 40% of the worldwide harvest becomes livestock feed. Grain has other uses too. For car drivers, biofuel made from grain is an increasingly popular alternative to gasoline. In the US and Germany, there are even laws in place requiring refiners to blend renewable fuels into the gas supply. The aim is to ease global dependency on oil and protect the environment. Increasingly, farmers are therefore growing crops for fuel rather than food, because it's more lucrative. This development is particularly acute in the US. Almost 40% of the corn harvest is used for fuel. 37% becomes animal feed. That leaves just 11% for food, while 13% is exported. The German World Hunger Organization is alarmed.
Obviously, demand for biofuel, which has political support, is one of the main causes of the shortage of agricultural goods. More than 8% of the world grain production is used to make bioethanol. It puts the agricultural sector under enormous pressure and leads to price hikes.
Poor countries are especially hard hit. Because they lack their own resources, they are forced to import grain. But prices are increasingly prohibitive.
For
people living off the equivalent of €1 a day and spending 50 to 60 cents on food staples, the inevitable result is hunger.
The slightest jump in food prices affects more than 1 billion people. That's 1 in 7. Banks have come under fire for food speculation. Farmers and wholesalers trade their wares on commodity futures exchanges in standardized contracts. But in recent years, the presence of financial investors in these markets has grown rapidly. Deregulation has allowed these speculators to dominate the markets and make a killing, triggering drastic spikes and crashes in prices. Bets on the price of staple foods more than doubled between 2008 and 2011. Last year, they totaled 79 billion euros.
Increased speculation as a result both of the financial crisis and food shortages has sent food prices soaring. There's also more food price volatility. We commissioned a study that showed up to 15% of price hikes are due to speculation.
Factors contributing to price hikes include extreme weather, growing demand for livestock feed and biofuel, and speculation. Demand for grain shows no signs of abating. The world population is growing, and it needs to be fed.